in my chest, feeling the stress I can't confess. Shadows will talk, trapped in a box, mind insane I can't protect. Secrets were lost, psycho cuckoo, gotta lose screw inside the stew. Idols all sold, soul for the fame, cross and stop like golden chains. Golden chains. I'm using my spell, I'm feeling my title, I suppose. Pride cut short, my anger distorts, perspective lessons I let go. Views I'm going like confusing inside, these riots blinded by the smoke. Climate's abuse, that power intrudes, tyrants pills inside my throat. Future fighters light our skies, rulers ruin burning bright. These walls won't hold back fears of fight, fueling fire, suicide. Just
a little too fast. I miss the days that we chill and relax. Where did the time go? It all passed. Now I need to go back. I had no worries, but always had plans. The only thing I
All right, guys. For those that are here, this is going to be Wartent Week 7. I'm joined by my guest host for this week, Wild Daddy of Daddy's Dictatorship. His team is 8-3 on the season, the 2 seed. They are playing this week. Unlike my team, I should update my record since I can. Since we're already on a bye week and our win's automatic. All right. So I got Wild Daddy here. I know you guys are the 2nd seed in Warrior Division. How are you guys feeling going into the last week of regular season? I believe you guys are playing Slug Cats, if I'm not mistaken. You're playing Nether Knights, so you guys get the lowly 1-10 Nether Knights for your last week.
I think we're pretty confident going into this. I mean, playing against the last place, so
yeah, one win secures you guys upper bracket. I know that. The only teams that really have to worry, because I've talked with a couple of the AD2L admins, I know upper bracket is going to be the top 4 seeds, and then the 5th seed gets a bye week. So it just depends on if you want to play for lowers and make a lower bracket run, and you just want that extra week to prepare for playoffs, or if you just want to ensure that you can lose a series and drop down. It's a lot of strategy between the teams Dark Horse Storm, Wasted Golf, and Grin Fury. I know 8 wins secures you upper bracket. Because Fury's playing. Because I believe it's Fury and Dark Horse Storm are playing, and then Waste of Golf has Slug Cats. We'll get into the whole playoff scenario later, but I know our two teams are secured upper bracket. Besides that, the last we got 3 teams battling for 2 spots. One team's going to be the odd team out, unfortunately, between Dark Horse Storm, Waste of Golf, and Grin Fury. Just the nature of
Unfortunately.
the how it's going to end up going, just because of what I've talked with a couple of the AD2L admins about. I'm gonna go over my week 6 power rankings. You can tell me if you have any idea different. I have my team Grin Scythe sitting at the number 1 seed in power rankings. You guys are moving up from 3 to 2. Dark Horse Storm's moving up from 4 to 3. Waste of Golf is dropping from 2 to 4. Grin Fury's staying pat at 5. Slug Cats is staying pat at 7, and Nether Knights is still outside week 1. They are sitting at the 7th seed in terms of the power rankings, like they've been doing all season, just because they have yet to even stumble themselves into a win yet this season. The main reason I have Waste of Golf dropping that far is because even though you stood in for Dark Horse Storm, you were on that team. We'll get into those games later, but you were on Dark Horse Storm last week when they played Waste of Golf, and you guys ended up beating Waste of Golf both games. And because of a 2-0 result, they dropped below Dark Horse Storm, the team they lost to, and then the team that's been sitting at the 2-3 seed all season. You guys, it gets to stay and move up to the 2 seed. Just based off, you guys didn't play. You played for Dark Horse Storm, beat the 2 team, and it just moves you guys up just because the 4 team beat the 2 team, and that 2 team has to just drop, in my opinion.
Personally, I'd put Dark Horse at. Well, first off, I guess, you guys played Dark Horse, right?
Yeah, we played Dark Horse Storm.
What was the
we 2-0 Dark Horse Storm.
You 2-0'd them.
Yeah. And that was week 2, week 3, somewhere in there. Yeah, it was week 2. And we played with stand-ins.
I would put Dark Horse either at first or second, honestly.
Yeah, so
I was really impressed with them.
Either tops or above you guys. But I believe when you guys played them, you 2-0'd them as well.
Did we? I think we won 1-1.
Oh yeah, you guys won 1, so it's hard to move them above you because
destroyed in one of them.
Yeah, it's hard to move them above you guys because you destroyed them 1 game, they destroyed you guys 1 game.
Yeah, but my reasoning for like why I would put them above our team is simply just from
they're
the feelings that I got while I played with them
compared to your team.
Yes.
Yeah,
they're very well put together.
I mean, they're a long-term stack. They've been playing for Dota together for a long time. I know that they've been. I think this is their.
I mean, so is my team.
Yeah, I mean.
Other than one of the players.
And that was Barnky, right?
No, I mean so me, Low Skill, and Lil Cheems, the 3 of us have been together for I don't know, 6-7 seasons straight. Yeah, so maybe a little more.
Yeah, so I think you in terms of just compared to my team, where it's the Grin special of pick up a new team every season, and play it out. Yeah, but because I know this is my first season with Revamp, my first season with Lacertus, I've had a season and a half with Amir, and then this is my third or fifth season with Pentjack on my team, so it's mainly me and Pentjack have just played a long time. That's how my team works. Is a lot of first time relationships, and then me and Pentjack have just been together for I think since like season 31, season 32, somewhere in there. So long time with me and Pentjack. But I can agree with you because it was because I initially did have Dark Horse Storm at 2. Then I'm like, oh yeah, they played Daddy's Dictatorship. It was a 1-1. Can't really put them above Daddy's Dictatorship. That one's a little tough. So initially, when I first did this, I know I had Dark Horse Storm moving all the way up to 2, and then you guys just staying pat at 3. I was just trying to give you your due because you did stand down for them, and it helped out Dark Horse Storm immensely because no disrespect to Tins, but you're just a better player than Tins in some aspects. Probably helps that he's been at Dark Horse Storm forever, but just skill wise, because I know you used to be almost immortal. So skill wise, I know you're just better than Tins. Just based off your previous MMR skill bracket that you played at for a long time.
Yeah, maybe.
But moving into last week's games, I already have them pulled up, but I have the week 6 games pulled up. I already have them pulled up. I don't know if you have them yet.
Yeah, I got them.
Cool. We'll move into the Grin Scythe versus Nether Knight series. We hadn't really been playing a whole lot before this. Because actually, my team, but I don't know if they've been playing a lot. But this is my first games back after going on vacation. I felt rusty as a goddamn. I just felt super rusty in this series because I'd only been able to play Dota for like 3 days since coming back. And I came back. What I'm starting to think might have been COVID from my vacation, so that was real fun to be super sick and playing this game. But draft-wise, a lot of this draft is just based off me watching way too much Dream League last week. So you can see a lot of the meta heroes from Dream League getting picked by my team outside my carry Phantom Lancer that Nether Knights somehow let through that nobody really else this season has let through outside one game, I think. But Amir, who I know he's been playing really well on Puck recently. He played Puck very well. He went 10-2. I know it's becoming one of his comfort heroes just because he's playing a lot of it in his pubs. And during my scouting of Nether Knights, I noticed that around like the 20 to 25 minute mark, they always seem to take poor fights, not in their favor, and they end up dying. So I know that they're a really good lane stage team just because out of all their games that I looked at, their 10-minute mark, they're either even or slightly ahead most of the time. So scouting that, and then I noticed they're like 20 to 25. They're like their early mid-game fights, they just have poor execution for some reason. I don't know why that is. So a lot of it was me just trying to calm my team down after the okay lane stage and then the rough lane break area. I'm like, guys, to relax. About the 20-25 minute mark, they're going to take a poor fight and we'll be fine. And that's exactly what happened. Game 1, they took a poor fight at the 20-minute mark. 23-minute, we did a 3-for-3 trade. Then we had a 3-for-1 trade at the 26. So the 20 to 30-minute mark is exactly what I expect us. So I catch them to take weird fights that they end up losing, even despite them being even or ahead. You just kind of have to stand put, and they're just gonna take a weird fight. They'll lane very well. They'll beat you there just because I know they're a long-time friend stack as well. They'll beat you in the lane stage, and then you just have to stand pat, wait for them to bring a fight to you, beat them in that fight, and then seems like their heads go into the dirt after they have a weirdly bad mid game, and then you just kind of take the game over from that. That's kind of how it felt. This game is like that 20-minute fight. We just slowly farmed out the map, picked them off, took a team fight, killed them, and then we ended up winning the game later after I tried to throw just because I just tried to throw a lot. I know Lacertus struggled this game, even though he was on our do shit hero in Doom. We do have a Puck who can do that as well, but we kind of handed that duty off to Lacertus to be the do shit hero, blink in, Doom the right target, and then me and Amir just follow up. It's kind of how that game went. Think this is a story of just don't give Simba his best hero. I don't know about you. Hello?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'd agree for the most part. I think Mir had a really good game too, though.
Yeah. I mean, Puck's really good right now as a hero as well, so that also helps. We were having damage. We did have a lot of damage issues because PL's not the damage carry. He's never really has been. He's been a whittle you down, take a long fight, whittle you down. So Amir coming in with the Puck and coming in with the damage that I couldn't provide on PL just because that's not how that hero builds anymore. Getting the Divine. Oh yeah, Luna had the Divine. He picked up the Divine. So.
Oh really?
Yeah. So their Luna picked up the Divine. They lost that high ground fight. Amir picked up the Divine after we took a good fight, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm not worth you, Simba." I'm like, "Yeah, you also picked up Luna's Divine, so fake gold there, my guy."
If he bought a Divine, I'm not a big fan of that.
Yeah,
I guess it was probably a desperation play, but
yeah, it was a desperation play on Kieran's part just because the game was getting out of hand, and Divine's just your last ditch effort to try to win a game. Just output enough damage to kill heroes. I mean, Kieran built an item I know you're historically opposed to ever buying.
yeah, but I don't know. I just feel like a butterfly would have been really good.
Yeah, Butterfly against PL is really good. Just because this hero... Because it's really good against any illusion carry, honestly. So, yeah, you're probably right with Butterfly over the Divine. Might have helped more, but I think at that point we were pushing into their high ground.
Yeah, I mean, it was a desperation play. Yeah, I got it.
But yeah, Amir played very well this game. I got my signature PL that almost Nether Knights banned out game 2, as you'll see. But every team, I think, so far has banned out. Or they've hyper counter picked it in the first and second phase so that it dissuades me from picking PL. Because I know you guys did that. You guys picked a lot of heroes I don't like to see as a PL player. So I'm like, oh yeah, don't give me PL. Even if it's a half decent game for PL.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't remember banning it, at least in one of the games.
Yeah, I think you guys just counterpicked enough where I'm just like, yeah, let's go something else. It's fine. And then game 2 was more of the same from Nether Knights. They're really good in the 10 to 20 minute mark, and then they just weirdly take a weird fight that ends up losing them the game, as you can see here at the 28-minute mark. I know Chad Nader was running this game, and then they just team wiped after we had Amir respawn. I think Amir respawned at this point. We team wiped him, and then just it was more or less one-sided at that point. I know in comms wise, my team was freaking out. They're like, "Oh my God, we're losing. We're struggling against this team." I'm like, "Relax, guys. Remember game 1. They took a weird fight. We beat them, and then we won the game. Relax, we'll be fine. Which was more of the same. I know Kieran played. They first picked Kieran's Luna both game one and game two. Yeah, they first picked the Luna. I'm not sure. I'd have to ask Row 914 on this why they felt Luna was really strong. I know Luna's a really strong hero, but I don't think it's a first phase ban pick worth hero. I like their 17 pick more just because I know Centaur is a disgusting hero. I know then they respect ban the PL. We kind of we did the old Sage pick delivery systems for Lifestealer game with having a Bara and having a Slardar. So we had the Sage old I hop in Lacertus or Amir on their heroes. We run around, gank, kill. That's what we were trying to do. It wasn't working out the best in the early to mid game. I know Lacertus played very well despite losing top. He really likes his Bara if you allow him to have it. I know Chad Nader was having a great game on the Wind Ranger. I'm against Amir's mid slaughter that we last picked for him after they banned out his Storm. Amir really likes this mid slaughter. We let him have it and play it out in the mid roll. I know he didn't have the best of lane stages, but he still is a slaughter. Still blink stun, minus armor. You kill a hero, just what that hero does. But I don't know if there's something. I know I played this game, but if there's something you're seeing from an outside perspective that I'm not.
I just think I really think that the Nether Knights first pick Luna set them back quite a ways, honestly.
Feel in game two their lane for Luna was, I mean, it was Luna, Treant Protector game one, and then Luna Undying game two. So it was game one and game two was both a really strong duo safe lane that Kieran just struggled to get out of after winning the lane. I'm not quite sure why that is.
I just think picking the Luna first kind of set the rest of their draft back a ways.
Yeah, because it
Like I think
it allows,
I think a lot of the counters that they would have used your cores. I don't know. I think it screwed the whole thing up a bit.
Yeah, because you kind of set yourself on as having a carry Luna with your first pick. You kind of show exactly what kind of draft you want. You want to group around the 25-minute mark, take towers, and win the game by 35 to 40 minutes. But if you don't pick a team that can execute that properly, you just kind of fall off at that point.
Agreed.
But yeah, that moved my team to 10-2 on the season. We have a bye week this week, so it moves Grand Scythe to 11 wins overall in the season, securing us first seed. I know the next series that we're going to talk about is the game you stood in for Dark Horse Storm against Waste of Golf. In both games, it looks like I remember looking back at game one. I'm like, a 52-minute game with a grand total of 41 kills. That game either was really, really slow up until a point, and then they exploded, or Dark Horse Storm just kept picking off Waste of Golf. I briefly looked at it, but that's about all I did. I know you probably have more to talk about on this since you played in this series than I do. All I can do is look at the numbers, and that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, my thoughts on it would be that I was being the feeder on the team. I had the most stats as the carry. the overall uh, feeling through the game was that it was kind of like it was pretty slow paced. I felt like Waste of Golf was not really applying much pressure to the map pretty much anywhere. I seem to recall the Necro like rushed Boots of Travel that we were all a little confused by when he wasn't really a threat, and the TB was just farming. The Mars was just kind of farming. They came out of the lanes struggling a bit, and then I don't know, they just spent most of the game on their side of the map trying to get any gold that they could,
And recover.
while we just, we always knew that we had like the late game with our heroes, so we were fine to just gradually take control of everything,
Yeah,
and
looks like
that was kind of it.
looked like Angry Sun and Barry kind of. Angry
Yeah,
Sun
they
played.
popped off.
Angry Sun played the game I've seen him play all season, where he's just outplaying everybody. In the mid role, he's playing very well this season. Then Barry, despite getting his hero first picked again, actually played well compared to the series I casted where he got his Night Sucker first picked, and he was able to have impact on the game, but not the same impact he had on this game one. It looks like Ren died literally one time on the Terrorblade, and that's all it took for the game to not be well, because his only death came at the 51-14 minute mark, so
Yeah, I mean, I think
40 seconds before the game even ended.
I felt like that was uh, very indicative of the entire problem with their position throughout the game, though. Like, I don't think that Ren was ever. They weren't making any risks. They weren't taking any risks. They weren't trying to get their get themselves back in the game, so to speak. They're playing way too safe. The only thing that they ever really did was like maybe pick me off when I'm doing some stupid shit every now and then, but like they weren't taking the risks that were necessary to get back in the game, as far as I was concerned.
Yeah,
And
they're showing way too much respect to Dark Horse Storm,
yeah,
and probably to you as well. They're showing way too much respect and expecting their late game to out late game you guys, despite Centaur being a very good late game hero. Both of their supports scale well into late game. Well, Witch Doctor does scale okay into late game. Pugna not so much.
I mean, there's no way their late game is beating ours.
No,
Like,
and then you have Necro, who can be a decent late game hero, but he's really countered this game. So Milkboxy is just not allowed to have as good of a game as he probably hoped with this Necro pick, because you guys did last pick Viper against the Necro.
yeah,
So that last pick Viper made Milkboxy's life a living hell at that point.
as far as I was concerned, they had to take some risks, go for some like big smoke plays, and then hope to take control of the map before we got too much of a lead.
Before you got to critical mass.
Yeah, that's how I felt about it.
Yeah, and then they just constantly seem to be trying to take a fight, pick somebody off, and then they just lose 2 or 3 for that one pick off constantly, by the looks of it, on the graph and kill score feed on the bottom. Looks like they would try to go on Viper, pick him off, but they lose 3 for him. They go for Viper, they lose 6, because actually Viper died. Yeah, they lose 6 for the Viper. They go for Grimstroke. They they kill Grimstroke and then they die 6 times in a row on their team. They kill a Viper back to back. They kill you. I mean, they go 3 for 3 here. That's a decent trade. And then the end game fight, they trade buyback on Mars, so 6 for a Viper, and that's all she wrote at that point.
Yep.
But yeah, it looks like you came in clutch for Dark Horse Storm this week, even if you did some weird stuff. It does look like you played overall relatively well for them, and you fit right in with Dark Horse Storm.
Go game 2.
Yeah, game 2. Looks like more of the same. Milk Boxy had a better game. He played a Brood, but kind of more of the same story, where Dark Horse Storm just gives too much respect. Weiss of Golf just gives too much respect to Dark Horse Storm, and they end up losing again.
I mean,
in a quicker fashion this time.
They put up a lot more of a fight this game. I just think I don't know. I really respect Dark Horse's comms and their shot calling. Like it was actually really eye opening for me. It's kind of like the polar opposite of my teams.
Just chaos.
Well, my teams are just chaos, but like Dark Horse, they had a very concise like plan throughout the game. At like all times, they like seem to know what they wanted out of the game, and they're constantly knowing where to be, when to be there, what they want to achieve, and just communicating about all of it nonstop. Like I don't know, very impressed. I'm a Dark Horse fan now, to be honest.
Yeah, just because I looked at who, in terms of people that are in watching. I know Angry Sun's watching. I know I've been paying his praises almost all season long. It looks like he, despite playing against Milk Boxy, who I rated as one of the better mid laners, he kind of just bodied Milk Boxy both game 1 and game 2. By the looks of it, I know game 1, he went 10-4 on Viper against Necro. Necro's just naturally countered by Viper. And then last pick, Pangolier to go against a Brood. I know Pango helps a lot against a Brood Mother. You go the Maelstrom build, but it doesn't look like he went Maelstrom, because it looks like you went that on your carry Outworld Devourer. And then you also have Tiny Avalanche. You have Barry Sandstorm that helps to deal with the Broodlings. Even if Milk Boxy hard dumpstered mid, doesn't look like he hard dumpstered Angry Sun mid. You have a lot of counters to the Brood Spiderlings. You have a lot of catch for the Brood. Milk Boxy looks like the only one that had a chance in this game, but you have way too many heroes to counter out his, even despite it being a last pick Brood Mother.
Yeah, we had a lot to deal with it. We were never really concerned about the Brood as long as we got out of the first like 10 minutes in a comfortable spot.
Yeah, but yeah, that moved Dark Horse Storm up to the 3. Yeah, up to 3rd in standings, up to 7-4. It knocked Waste of Golf from 6-3 down to 6-5, and moved up Dark Horse Storm from 5-4 to 7-4. So I know that it's a tight race between, I already said this, between Fury, Golf, and Dark Horse Storm. It's a tight race for the last 2 spots in upper brackets. I know after this week, I know my team, we're going to do some silly stuff that Lacerda's team last season did in Abstinence, where they just kind of had like a wheel to spin and pick their hero, pick their opponent, and that's just kind of how they did that last season. So I'm going to probably do something similar to that. But moving on to the Last but not least series between Grin Fury and Slugcats. I believe, was this my game of the week last week? No, it was Waste of Golf versus Dark Horse Storm, which you coming in to stand in allowed Dark Horse Storm to a 2-0 Waste of Golf. But moving on to the last series, you have Pandemonium on Luna, Acro on Abaddon, Island on his Micro Hero, just because you ban out every single one of Island's heroes, and there's always at least one Micro Hero still sitting there. Legend on Tusk, and Qatar Hero on the POS 5 support. Gyrocopter. You also, on the side of Slugcats, you have a mid lane Spirit Breaker, position 4 Grimstroke, no, position 5 Grimstroke, Jonic on a position 4 Hoodwink, Vitruvius on an offlane Brewmaster, and then Rusk Daddy on a carry Lifestealer. Draft wise, I'm just gonna look at this draft because
I mean, just looking at this briefly, or the first thing that stands out to me is that they didn't ban any of Island's
any of
heroes.
Island's Micro, like every other team.
None of them.
Like every other team so far this season has done. I know my team did it.
Yes.
Every team has done it. They've banned out every single one of Island's heroes in the first phase.
Yeah, everyone copied my strat.
And then told Island basically, play whatever hero that you have left in the pool and we'll beat it. Slugcats did not go with that strategy. They banned
Incredibly disrespectful.
They told Island, we're not even going to ban a single one of your heroes. Play whatever you want and we'll win. Which didn't pan out in their favor because they ended up losing both games. But game 1 was a 51-minute slugfest. Looks like it was close all the way up until about the 36-minute mark. And then Rust Daddy just died 5 fights in a row. So that doesn't help you if you're trying to win a game with your carry Lifestealer just dying a lot more than he should. That doesn't help you at all. But overall, play-wise, it looks even. But draft-wise, I would even off draft, I'd give it to Fury, just because you leave the game way too open for Island to play whatever he wants, and he goes with the Broodmother. Doesn't have the best of games on the Broodmother. Doesn't seem that it matters too much, just because Panda and Acro just carried out of the side lanes.
Honestly, like I kind of like Slugcats' draft here against Grins, and I mean the fact that they actually had the game kind of in their favor for most of the match. Yeah, I'm not too surprised. Like I just think if you swapped some of these items around, some of these builds, they probably would have been okay.
Yeah, there's one item I'm seeing on Brewmaster that I'd rather see on a Lifestealer, and there's a really busted item on Lifestealer that I'm not seeing at all in SNY. That's just a really good item on that hero. I think I'd rather... I know Desolator is a good item on Lifestealer, but I think Vitruvius kind of just has to secede his Radiance on the Brewmaster over to his Lifestealer.
Yeah, like I think, I'm always out of the meta. I have no idea what's going on ever, but I would say, like, I agree with you. I think that Radiance could have been on the Lifestealer. I think that maybe the Brew could have had like a Vlad's or something instead, and I think that Deso was kind of unnecessary on Lifestealer. He probably would have been better off getting like maybe an additional Gleipnir for some more catch.
Yeah, there's just not a lot of... The main thing with this Deso Lifestealer game, if you look at Grenfair's team, there's not a lot of heroes that even care about Deso minus armor, just because they're all relatively high armor. Or
Agreed.
really high HP. Abaddon doesn't care. You hit him enough, sure, whatever, and he doesn't really care at that point. Jarrow is an agi support, high armor. Tusk will just snowball blink away from you. You just have way too much armor and way too much health on the side of Fairy for Deso to help you out this game. The mischance on the Radiance helps you a lot against Luna, helps you a lot against Tusk, helps you against the Broodlings, ensures that you just don't die on Rustati like he did in that late mid game where he died 5 fights in a row. If he has Radiance, there's a lot of mischance. He doesn't have to worry about the Broodlings. Doesn't have to worry about the Luna hitting him because the Luna will miss. The other item I'm not seeing on the Lifestealer that I would have loved to see is the main reason this hero is really good is the open wounds on Shard. I'm not seeing a Shard on the Lifestealer. I'm not trying to pick apart Rustati. It's just I've been playing this hero a lot recently, and I've been watching this hero a lot recently. And the Shard is what kind of makes or break this hero, just because it allows you to sustain a fight a lot longer than you should have. You open wounds the enemy carry, enemy mid, they can't move. You take a lot of health off of them. Your team gets a lot of health off that, and you just can sustain a fight a lot longer for your team and yourself, and you just don't have to worry about too much from the enemy team in terms of them killing you relatively quick. If you don't have open wounds, you just don't die that as fast. I don't know if there's anything else you're saying in this game one that I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Jainock kind of ended up being the real carry here.
I believe he's also the highest MMR player on that team, so that also helps out his case.
Rusk probably should have, like you said, got the shard. Maybe opted for some more like utility type items, I guess.
Just to help himself stay alive. The main thing on Lifesteal that you need to get between 20 to 25 minutes is a shard, or else you just feel really weak in your mid game fights. Just because even though Lifestealer can't sustain for a long time, you just feel really weak just because either heroes are running away from you, or you just die really quick as soon as your rage ends. You just don't live that long, sadly, on Lifestealer, if you don't have any way to get that shard and help yourself sustain. I just think Rusk needs to look at some items that pro level players are building on some of the heroes he's playing, just so he has a better idea of what he should be doing, just to help himself improve a little bit at the game. Because the main thing is, weirdly in this game, is itemization. If you don't itemize well, you can just lose the game just because you have really bad items.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Yeah, because you don't build BKB, so it doesn't matter. You're adverse to...
I play with my heart.
This feels good, this game. Yes. And then another JJ knock, just absolute masterclass on Hoodwink, but it just not being enough. Longer game, a lot slower game, though, between these two teams. Yet again, Slugcats, like you said in game one, no respect to Island. Left all of his heroes in the pool. Said, do whatever you want, Island. We'll beat you with whatever you want to play. And it looks like he just wanted to play Brood both games. And he ended up winning with Brood both games. And it looks like Pandemonium on his Morphling just played very, very well. Had a good enough lane stage. I mean, all lanes were drawn, so both teams were evenly matched there. JJ Knock and Devil trying their best to carry Vitruvius. The DK is a good hero. It just, you have the percentage based damage on the Pit Lord. You have a Shadow Demon who makes sure that DK just doesn't have a game at that point, because you break him, and that Dragon Knight just dies super fast after you make him your own illusion dragons, and then you break him. That DK is just going to die really fast, which is evident by him dying 7 times on a really tanky hero. But can't be really tanky if you don't have that bonus armor and HP regen from Dragon's Blood.
Well, he also didn't get a BKB on the DK, which is interesting.
Oh yeah, he didn't, did he? Then we got 2 Divine Rapiers on the Hoodwink, so...
Yeah,
JJ Knock tried his best.
I'm not seeing the purpose for the Spectre here, are you?
It just slows their... It's a last pick Spectre.
Yeah, but so it's your last pick, so like
It's just...
there's got to be like some reason for it. I'm not seeing a real reason.
Not really, because you have a Lena DK who kind of want to play at a faster tempo.
I also think
The Spectre just really slows your draft down for what you picked the first 4 picks.
Spectre's not. Yeah, Spectre's. You already have like kind of a fast draft. I think it like set them back further. I feel like if they got something that was faster paced,
I feel like
parry wise, it would have, pulled their whole draft together a bit more. I also think that you see the Underlord, you see the Brood, both those heroes already kind of counter Spectre. I don't think you want to pick a Spectre into those heroes. Underlord's not even good right now in general, but you're gonna pick like one of the weaker counters to Underlord.
Yeah, just because... I mean, there was Lifestealer again in this pool. I think Rustaddy might have not been confident after game 1. I feel like Lifestealer would have been really good again this game. Or even, I know a hero that you're really good on in Bloodseeker probably would have fit this draft a little bit better in terms of tempo and pacing.
I think they need to play around Jaynok. I think honestly they could just pick some really soft carry for the pause 1 role and just play around Jaynok. I think that's their ticket to success, honestly.
Yeah, play through Jaynok and
yeah, pretend he's playing pause 1 from 4 and have your 1 be something that does heroes more like what I would do. Something that's not like a typical carry.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think what hero they might have picked Rustaddy for this game. That would have been probably
I don't really know Rustaddy's heroes per se, but
I can look and see what he plays. He plays Arc Warden, Spectre, Wraith King, Sniper, Lifestealer, Medusa, Schlark. What else? Plays some Monkey King, plays some Luna, Anti-Mage. It doesn't look like he plays some CK, but that hero is utter garbage right now. Juggernaut, but that same thing. That hero's just utter garbage.
he could have played like Necro. Honestly, like his Necrophos, like a Necrophos pause 1 would have been fine.
Yeah. Yeah, against this draft would have been relatively good. You don't really get bullied out of lane. I mean, you're going to have a tough lane against the Shadow Demon Underlord, but you just bring one other hero and then that lane just doesn't feel as bad.
He also plays Death Prophet. I think like Necro or Death Prophet would have been much better here.
Yeah, you can just do some out of left field carry hero.
Yeah.
Just pull the
and it would have worked, and it would have worked fine with the rest of their draft too, because like you already got the Hoodwink, who's like the pseudo carry. You have a DK who's going to be like early, like the DK is strong all through the game, but also it's like a strong pushing hero. You have the Undying that's like a very early game centric hero. The Lena can also scale really well, so like you don't need something that's like a super late game like the Spectre.
Yeah, you don't need a hyper late gamer. Like
yeah.
It seems like they felt like they needed in the last pick of the Spectre. You can just play you have Daddy in the name, just pull a Wild Daddy card out of left field.
It's true.
You have a Wild Daddy
play mid from safe lane.
Yeah. Put Rust Daddy on a Wild Daddy style hero.
Yeah, I think he can do it. I think a lot of people are just scared to do those things.
I'm scared to do it because I don't. My mid pool, I've already ran into my safe lane, so it doesn't matter. I've already ran my like one mid hero that I have into my safe lane pool this season already. So
And they may not have identified that J-Knock is kind of like their true pause one here yet.
hopefully, I mean, I know they're a friend stack and they won, I believe, Voyager or Challenger last season. I know they moved up to a division, so I believe, yeah, they won Voyager last season as a team. I know their carry player might have been different. I think that's the only change from this season. From last season to this season is their carry player, I believe. I'm not totally remembering correctly. If anybody from Slugcast is in chat, remind me what you guys did from last season to this season, just because my memory's not the best. But that's last week's games. If you want to move back to the spreadsheet, I'm sorry if I'm going to blind you guys if we're going from dark to light, but sorry about that. I think the easiest prediction for this week is your guys' game against Nether Knights. I'm not trying to disrespect Nether Knights, but they've yet to win a single game in Warrior this season against anybody. So
Yeah, I mean, the math is not on their side.
yeah, mathematically it's not on their side. I feel like it's just an easy 2-0 for you guys against Nether Knights. Then we get into the interesting part of the week 7 games. We have Waste of Golf. If they don't outright 2-0 Slugcats, and Slugcats is somehow able to pull off a 1-1 against Waste of Golf, it becomes very interesting with Dark Horse Storm and Grin Fury. If it becomes a 1-1 there, we have a 3-way tie for the last 2 spots, but I do Slugcats has been struggling recently, and Waste of Golf had a really bad week, but I still think Golf rebounds this week after getting beaten up really bad and kind of recover. But my game of the week here, I'm going to put this one in here, is Grin Fury versus Dark Horse Storm, just because this has the most playoff potential in it, with whoever wins
I would also,
2-0. Whoever wins here
that's-
2-0 gets upper bracket.
I think that's true, but I would also say it's probably just like the heavyweight game of the week. I think like those two teams are like I think this match is like the highest average or whatever of the power rankings.
Yeah, because initial one was it would be like Dark Horse Storm versus Waste of Golf for initial season, but I know MMR wise, I think my team has the highest overall.
Well, I'm saying like for this week,
yeah, I think
based
it's
on
very
based on last week's or like the current standings, this is like the highest weight.
Yeah, highest average game. But I'm in agreement with you in every single game. I feel like it's easy. The first one's an easy, just based off math. Waste of Golf and Slugcats. Slugcats just looked weaker this season. And then Golf, they had a really bad week, but they've been solid every other week. And then I can't be loyal to the brand this week. I just feel like Dark Horse Storm is just the superior team. I know it's going to be a good series, but I just feel like overall Dark Horse Storm is just better overall.
Yeah, I might have to leave my org and join Dark Horse.
See if they'll kick tins for you.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go ask Barry, see if he'll pick you up.
Next season, I might have to join him.
Yeah, retire from the
they
dictatorship and see if Dark Horse Storm will pick you up.
They make me a better player, unironically.
They make you better and make you feel good about yourself.
Yeah, I might have to have them carry me to a ship finally.
Yeah, finally get you a ring.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a player trying to get his third ring in revamp, so we'll see if I can carry revamp to his third ring. We'll see. Just because I've said it before and it's been proven before. Regular season Simba, I'm really good. Playoff Simba, I'm really bad. So hopefully I don't have that same thing occur yet again. Where my playoff play comes out and it's just absolutely bad is the reason my team loses. But we'll see. I know this is last week before playoffs. Just have to wait for the results of Golf and Slugcats and Fury and Dark Horse Storm. Whoever wins those series, kind of, because you got 3 teams battling for 2 spots of our upper bracket. After that, after tomorrow's games, probably whenever I'm able to get my team together, probably Friday. I'm gonna see if they're all available Friday. Whoever is all available Friday, but we'll do the pick our opponent just because I know I have that option. I'm just gonna kind of make fun of it and make some content because why not? But thank you for joining me, Wild Daddy. I enjoyed having you here this week. Good luck in your games this week against Nether Knights. Just have fun games overall, and see you in playoffs.
Thank you for having me, and see you in the playoffs.
Yeah, so that's it for this week of Wartent, guys. Hope you guys have a good week. Hopefully your games go well. If anybody from Warriors watching, good luck, have fun, play your best. And if you're on Fury, Dark Horse Storm, or Waste of Golf, win your games, secure your upper bracket. That's all you got to do. More so for Dark Horse Storm, you just have to win at least. You just need to win 1, and then you're more than likely secured. But have fun in your games, enjoy them, and I'll see you guys maybe Friday again for the upper bracket playoff choices that my team's going to be doing. But thank you guys for watching. Come back next time, and thanks for watching. Thank you. Bye.
Other was big at the trash, now it's much harder to laugh. Hard to get up and then work on my craft. Yeah. I need inspiration, don't need no validation. No more medication, just try some meditating. I don't need you to save me, feel like all of you hate me. Everything's been so hard with all the situations lately. I just need to numb the pain for a minute. I just wanna run away on vacation. I don't know what else to say now. I just need to numb the pain. Oh, I just wanna numb the pain. I just wanna run away. I don't know what else to say now. I just need to numb the pain. Well, maybe I'm done, maybe I've lost. Still putting up a fight because I love my mom, I love my family. When I was young, they would all look after me. I don't know why, but I feel like a burden. I spent my life overthinking my purpose. Can't really cry, I'm so used to the hurt. Trauma keeps up at me at the wrong moment. Oh, I just wanna numb the pain for a minute. I just wanna run away on vacation. I don't know what else to say now. I just need to numb the pain. I just need to numb the pain. I just need to numb the pain for a minute. I just wanna run away on vacation. I don't know what else to say now. I just need to numb the pain.